Blessed people, everyone. Blessed, 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 blessed. Whichever part of the world you are, welcome, 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 welcome. Each and every one, every part, every quibix, and every corner, globally, where you are today. Let's hope you're having a wonderful time. Beautiful in your vicinity. Beautiful, wonderful in your area. Yes? And let us all say it's good to meet the rising sun. We want to know, yes, I'm a Jamaican born and bred. And I gather anything happens in Jamaica, the world would have learned of it for some reason. The secrets or the happenings of Jamaica is not hidden to the world. The world can access it. Wonderful. To show you the beauty and the importance of Jamaica and Jamaicans. Yes. If only we had, as Jamaican, just stop and think who we are, what we mean to the global world, and value ourselves some more than how we value ourselves. I gather we would have gotten more success, more respect from what we are getting, we are now receiving. If we lift our standard to a level instead of dropping it. Our behavior today suggests that the standard of we as a Jamaican has fallen considerably and cause for concern. Yes. Yes, our standard has fallen, right? Considerably from what it used to be. And the thing that I really look at, the older generation were not as educated as the younger one. This generation now, yes, I mean, just check back in the days of the 50s, the 60s, and all of that, and just match it now with the youths of today. They are boasting better education, but yet the standard has fallen badly. Now, guess what now? I'm not going to temper my thoughts for people to like my live or my videos. I'm just going to speak my mind, right? And not because I'm a Jamaican. I'm going to hold up my hands and say, yes, it is all good. Me not do it. Or Jamaica are the nicest place. Oh yeah, bring down Jamaica. No. You have your child. and you scold your child because you want your child to come out good. I am not going to give Jamaica a false handle. Yes, spiritually, yes, culturally, we were supposed to be good. We once were leading the world, but now we are not. And as I said before, we would have thought that we would have advanced more with the coming generation. But honestly, the coming generation are pushing us backward as a country instead of taking us forward. Right? Not many would want to agree with me. Not many want quickly say yes because what? Probably they do not comprehend where I am coming from. Right? Now you have people who just say things out of ego. Some people just in the comments box just comments because they are at liberty to say something, but without proper thoughts before they really even type. Right? They just through ego and emotions they do these things. Right? And some people it goes to listening same way. Some people would hear me talking and out of hatred they just look at me because I am not handsome, because I am not amongst the one that the accolade has been showered on, because of my financial status. You don't want it. You don't want to listen. I am that. And as a matter of fact, you even hated me because I am not handsome. I don't have a straight nose. I don't bleach. So because I don't do those things, I've been hated and despised. Now, this is the generation we are talking about. And these are the things that pushing our country backward, because we don't really love a person for us from a humanitarian standpoint. You love them from a materialistic standpoint. That's how you love. That's how you like. That's how you rate. From a materialistic standpoint, not from a humanitarian standpoint. Right? And with these facts that I'm speaking this morning, that bring our country to the level where it is right now. What level it is, you'd want to ask? A country that depends and falls wood. A country that love falls wood because of the generation today. Let me say artificial or not real or bogus or knock off. Let me use all of those terms to describe Jamaica, to describe the country in which I am living in. Right? Yes. Those are the things that have been highlighted. Positive things swept under the carpet. Positive person swept under the carpet, have been hidden. Get no ratings. But the negative people, the negative things are lauded and applauded. Right? I don't know how many of you actually seeing that. How many people take time out to hold a meds and look, take an in-depth look at the country you are living with the behavior pattern of its inhabitants. Right? How many stop and think? I know you will stop and think more. Uh, your main word is, I coulda worked this. When it puzzled your brain to see some of the things that your fellow men, your fellow Jamaicans have done, the only question that comes to mind is, I could have worked as this. Eh? Him righted or she is righted? These are some of the questions we keep asking ourselves. These are the well-thinking one, right? Those that think a lot, right? We saw yesterday, Friday the 17th, we have been warned. We have been warned of a severe weather system coming our way. And it has been ringing out on all the medias, warning to those that live in a low-lying area or structures that is not ready for such kind of weather. Information is no longer scarce. You can get information, whether good or bad information. It's coming through. But if you are sensible enough and you're deep enough, you can pick sense out of nonsense and take cover. Right? Right? So I still see people waited and waited, right, until they've been washed away. Yes? After the warning was going out. And then, after all that happened, you call the Prime Minister to come look what happened. Prime Minister! Are we operating as a people with who are collective? Now, when we behave that way, aren't we bringing down the standard of our country? Aren't we? Or should I come out now and say, yes, Jamaicans, I like your bravery or your determination. I like your heroism, right? To know that fire is there, water is coming your way, and you stood there until you're affected, and then you blame the government. Mark you. Not saying that the government doesn't have a responsibility to be proactive, because that is the reason why we voted them in, right? To see to it that you remove from the danger area. You live into a swampland, right? The government should come and ask you, inquire, why you have to live here, right? And then you will get a chance to say, because I have nowhere else, right? And from a humanitarian standpoint, we elected you to do these things. So, in order to be issuing out warning every 6 months, because we have this sort of a weather comes our way for 6 months of the year. Now, the 1st of December, now the hurricane season is over. It's a dry period right back until June, right? And each and every June, you have to be telling people to remove from the riverbank the place that is prone for land slippage, right? Which of them is cheaper? Hmm? Isn't there secure place, secure land, much safer land that these people can live? Instead of been warning them. Is somebody playing the devil's advocate here? Right? Why can't we be more proactive? Right? Now, we got a lot of water here yesterday. Water galore. Now, me have to chat, you know, man. Me have to chat, you know. Me have to chat. I see water. I am 66 years old. I never see thing there. What they call it? A flora flood. I never saw it. Right? I born 1957. Right? I think that was 51. Right? So I cannot compare. I cannot do any comparison. Right? But what I have seen yesterday, not even in Gilbert, right, that I have witnessed, I ever see so much water on the land. Right? Yes, the water did come down yesterday. Right? Now, we would have thought, no, with so much water coming down in this 6 months, in the final month of the hurricane season, the final couple of weeks, and would you believe me, by January we have a water shortage? The amount of water we saw in the Sandy Gully, the amount of water we saw on Olympic Way, the amount of water we saw in St. Thomas, should we then be having a water shortage come January? Should we be having a water restriction? So where the wrong is? Or probably it's me is wrong to be speaking it. Probably me are wrong and waste time. Right? Probably the wrong is on me. Probably you say to yourself, say, boy, why you not go sit down? Boy, why you not tapping eyes a dancer, boy? Why you not go sit down and left me government? Probably that's what you're saying. But if that's what you're saying, take a ticket. Take a ticket. Book your ticket to Ward 21. If that's what you're saying. Book your ticket to Ward 21. Your brain need fix up. Yeah. Need fix up. Book your ticket. I know when a lot of people, when someone speak the truth, you turn it around politically. And this is why we are so backward in this country. This is the reason why we are so backward in this country. Right? Or when the sword a juke you, a stick you, you make no effort, or you refrain from saying that the sword has stick me because of the love for your politicians, not his policy. Right? Not for his or her performance. Come on. Right? This is the reason why Jamaica is going backward. This is the reason. Right? Wow. You know, Alex, I haven't heard from you for some times now, Alex. Good morning. Let me tell you something. In my days of growing up, did you know that good didn't mean bad? I born in the 50s, right? Didn't you know that good did not mean bad? Did you know that good did only mean good, right? And bad did only mean bad? Now good now have a double standard. This is what is holding back our country. And if you didn't know, I'm gonna use this opportunity, use this live here to bring it to you. And if you don't want to watch the live, I'm gonna post it back on YouTube. It will be there. I will be leaving it there as a memory, right? And as a proof that I did say these things, so you can easily well go back to it and look at it. I want you to go back and look on your behavior, right? Good did only mean good. Now, good has a double standard. Sometimes when in this time someone want to tell you that he or she is good, the word bad has to be used, meaning good. So good in itself isn't good according to you. So you want to describe good, but you have to use bad. Wow. Wow. What I want you to do, I want you to just take some time out and say, if I am not a part of the solution, then I'm a part of the problem. Look and see where you is a contributor to the negative of this country. Right? I mean, when you look on the position where you hold, the title you hold, me's a teacher, me's a lawyer, me's a doctor, me's a police, I want you to forget your titles. What I want you to do is to use yourself. Nobody tell me you're a prime minister, you're a leader of the opposition, because the whole not call good bad boy. The honor you use that terms. You want to say something good, but you have to say it bad. Now tell me something now. Come talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me now. The little one them will come up. You never expect say. And that them are go do. You never expect say. Is that they're gonna absorb and they're gonna believe that it is not good to be good. Would you never expect that? If you are glorifying, you want to say the kerchief is good, and you keep saying I want bad little kerchief that Come on, radio announcers. Come on, disc jockeys. Come on, influential people of this country. It's time. It's time. It's time to do something positive for the country. And what you can do positive for the country is to stop call good bad and bad good. So that our coming generation is not being confused with the two words good and bad. Right? To know what is good and what is bad, you must always use up the word good because it is good to be good. Why bad has been used more than good? Why bad has been used more than good? All right. Oh, you think me done? Wicked. Wicked. Come on now. Wicked. Wicked. Why the show the wicked? Yes. If you're watching a show that all you can see is people dying, right? That means the show is wicked. So you describe the show that way. You're watching a show that open up your morals to certain constructive things. That show is not a wicked show. Come on. I want to know where me I go. Right? I want to know where me I go. Right? I'm just trying to take you to the roots of where we are going wrong in this country. Right? I'm just taking you, I'm just zooming into you. That just in case you weren't seeing these things, where we are going wrong in this country. Good call bad. Right? Wicked, good call wicked. Right? Truth call lie. Hear the talk here. Hear the talk here. Hear the talk here. Hear the talk here. You do me something wicked or bad, and when I saw you, before me say, how you're so wicked, man? You say, Charles, you goody, man? You goody? Eh? How you say you carry the $5 come give me? I make me have to walk that work. That's not good that Charles have done to you. So how are you going to look at Charles and tell Charles ain't good? Charles is not good. Charles is wicked. Depends on the circumstances. Right? Right? So that's why this country keeps sliding backward. Backward. Because of your mentality. You need to tell the man, the Bible said, let your nay be nay and your yes be yes. That means in all things, it must be authentic. If a good you're good, then a good you're good. If a bad you're bad, then a bad you're bad. You say you cannot serve man and mama at the same time. So if the person is good, not even by fun telling him or her that a bad she bad or a bad him bad. Right? Right? This is what causing the disturbance in our country today. This is what causing the disturbance in our country today. Right? We are umbrellaed under false teachings. We call it indoctrination. Yes? Indoctrination. Documents documents that were prepared on fictions, documents that were prepared to teach you the wrong. Yes? So, indoctrination. Now you're in before you bring into play emancipation. Emancipate yourself from the indoctrination. You are going further in indoctrination. You are now indoctrinating yourself and indoctrinating the generation that coming forward. You doing it. You doing it. We are umbrellaed under false education, which is indoctrination. How can the hell on earth we are supporting, celebrating an independence? Come on. Come on now, people. Me I take it to you because I don't think a lot of you Jamaicans really look what could have happened on the 31st of October and on the 17th of November. I don't think a lot of you wake up this morning and you can find a $5 and that's it. And you forget all that happens last night. All that happens on the 31st day of October, a couple weeks ago. You forget them all. So you don't repent. So you started to repeat your indoctrinatory attitude, your dark, dull attitude. And that just building up that, building up that dark moisture in the atmosphere, ready to unleash back next week, next month. Yes? Yeah. Yeah. You're building up. Are you building up? You're building up, build it up on backwardness. It has been founded, the foundation, right? The day that we got this independence is the day we refound Jamaica. And a different scale. We are now independent. And the independent that we have to be dependent. Oh, come on. No wonder if any of these authorities is listening, right? I wonder if any of them are saying now that boy they chat too much, we must hush up his mouth. Yeah? I wonder if any one of them are saying. I wonder if any dog-hearted JLP or PMP, hearing me and politicizing what I am saying because of your vocab. I wonder, right? I wonder. So how are we going to now? Jamaica has now been umbrellaed under a dependency, right? Right? Not an independent, but an umbrella of dependency from our colonial masters in education, in everything, because they said what we know is what they teach us. We have to depend on them to make rules, laws of our country. Right? Then how we export an independent? So it all boils down to falsehood. Scamming. Scamming. Right? That's what it comes down to. Falsehood. Right? And you know where I'm going. Because if you are a thinker, you would have seen what has been happening in this country for the past couple of weeks. It has been intensified after the earthquake. Now let's say the last independence. Let's go back to the last independence when the flagship song was Mad Out for the independence celebration in the National Stadium. The flagship song was Mad Out. Mad, we are mad out. And the culture minister over there endorses it that we are really madding out. Because simply, the author or the performer did not fully understand the power of words. Did not understand what they were doing. They simply thought they were entertaining. But they was destructive instead of entertaining. Instead more than constructive. Right? So that's the falsehood that we umbrellaed under. Wrong seems to be right. Wrong seems to be right. Lie is more than truth. Dependency is more than independent. That is how it has been constructed, right? Once in the 70s, Brent Dow has a song, Build Me Up, I say, build me up, right? Those are positive words going up in the atmosphere. And if you can check the records, I am not correct on this. At that time, check the year Brent Dow did that song. It was a smashing hit in Jamaica, right? Right? Jamaica on the rise. There's another artist that comes in and said, Heads High. And his career soared to the top because the positive word in that song was heads high, positive. Yes. And it appears as if he could not manage success. Then him same one will put it up there on a high, bring it down on a low by doing a song named Broke It Down. Right? Him set it up there and him same one carry it down. Broke it down. Vybz Kartel in one of his songs, him said him asking the judge to give him 35 years. So whatever reason or not he said it, but he did get 35 years. Come on people, man. If it takes sleep and mark death, don't repeat, repent. Don't repeat, repent of those things. Right? Or no, are repeating the things that keep on damaging you. You're repeating the things that preventing you from going forward. Right? That's what we are doing. Right? So when we supported a false independence, it paves the way for false everything. Wow. As symbols of falsehood has been placed over this country. And I know quite tell you, I don't know how many of you saw the video that I put out yesterday. After I heard about the earthquake in St. Anne's. And the earthquake unit in Jamaica haven't have any recorded of the earthquake. Why? Only in Jamaica that could have happened. Yeah. Only in Jamaica. Why? Because Jamaica is umbrellaed and a false wood ship. Yeah. False wood. Because Jamaica is umbrellaed under a falsehood, false news has now becomes the order of the day. How many bomb threats you have in 2 weeks? And all of these are described as hoax. You know, want to say false news, you know. You want to get the bossy word, you know, call it hoax. You know, want to say it false. Because you know say you independence is false. You know that you know democracy is false. Right? Right? You sit there and you watch false here being imported in this country from year to year, eating up our economy. When every woman here and girls and boys can grow them here, right? I want to allow false hair to be coming in the country. False fingernail, right? False buttocks, false penis, false vagina, right? False eyelash, yeah? Everything is false. So the developing country just make their factories and make false things and send it to the country that love the false, that under the umbrella of falsehood. Which country is that? Jamaica. Not the land of wood and water again, but the land of falsehood. That's Jamaica. Right? Jamaica. The land not of wood and water, but of falsehood. This is Jamaica. Right? Everything is false. If the girl don't have on false ear, you know say she beautiful. If she have her own ear, Lord Jesus, the money giants, the man with the what them call it, what them call the bricks, the Kyle. Look upon a girl that's sporting her natural ear and cutting eye. Because that girl has to present it herself false to him for him to rate that person. Come on, allow me to tell. Uno tell me say allow me to tell no man. Uno tell me say allow me to tell no man. Uno tackle me when me talk no man. Uno tell me say allow me to tell. Right? Right? Uno tell me say allow me to tell. And the reason why I'm saying this thing is because I love my country. The reason why I'm saying these things is because I love my fellow man. It's just the passion for good liberty, the passion for life I have inside of me. Why I'm saying these things, or else I could just leave them alone, right? I would just leave them alone if I did not have authentic love for humanity. Right? I see what is happening down by Israel. Israel and Palestine. And just one simple vote, just one simple vote to say, yes, I'm for humanity. And it was so hard to do because of corruption and associates with other nations. Right? You could not, the country could not speak, but the God that I serve know that whosoever make that decision, they did not make it for me because I am a humanitarian. Anything that suggests the lives of a human being, I support it. I'm not going to forget to support that. So no foreign affairs ministry or no prime minister can make that decision for me. I supported life on earth. Life on earth. Right? I supported all the positive things of the earth. I wonder now, some of you watching the live and wondering now why I'm getting this less support. Some of you are now cringing in your brain. Then wait. Then I don't see the right side of the screen going up like this. Right? You even look at yourself and I said, then wait. This man sit down in front of me and talks him with truth. I mean, I show need him a little appreciation for the truth. So, me are one of them. Me are one of them. Because look how many truth that this man is speaking. And I am not seeing anyone endorsing it. Not even myself. So you must shame on yourself, man. You must be ashamed of yourself. Right? Because the buck is now right up on you. I don't see anyone saying, alright, you see, make me call my sister. Make me send a live here to my sister. And my brother, make them hear them truth. Because me alone can't listen. This levels of truth that you don't see anyone sharing the live. Right? Right? You don't see anyone sharing this live. You don't see anyone encouraging this live. You don't see anyone flogging this live. These levels of truth. And mark you, the platform is not only restricted to Jamaican, it's a global platform. Right? It's a global platform. Well, it must be either one or the other. It must be either the options are restricted from those who would like to comment, those who would like to contribute. You must be at your end not having the option, right, to say yes, right? But when you go over now to other lives, you would have seen lesser and non-meaningful conversation, very, very active, very, very supportive. So you would wonder now why truth to this magnitude not being supported. Now, what happens then? The corruption has to be somewhere. The corruption has to be somewhere. Right? It has to be somewhere for it to be like this. And one thing I'm quite sure I won't bow to no pressure. And the reason why I won't bow, on the 31st day of October, we have an earthquake. Yes? And while the earth was shaking, all human governance running for cover, right? All of them forget their portfolio. Prime Minister, Governor General, leader of the opposition, lawyer, doctor, everybody running under the desk or under the table. That means they knew of the boss. Right? They are now running from their boss. Right? So then, knowing the fact that they have a boss to report to, if this is where the corruption is coming from, then all I have to do is to continue show them up. Continue to do what I'm doing. Right? And if they respect the Almighty any at all, they would remove the corruption, the victimization. Yeah? Yes? Because by now they would have realized that although I thought I was in charge, I realized then that I weren't. That's what the earthquake is saying to them. I just realized that I were not in charge. I am just a leaf of the tree. Yes. Yes. The judge that were about to sentence someone, forget the sentence, run under the desk. The police that was just about to arrest someone, run and don't lock the handcuff. Right? The lawyer that was just about to represent someone, at that moment, 3 minutes to 11 o'clock on that day of the earthquake, for that moment, every Jamaicans were free of a human governance. And the governance of the government, of all government, takes over momentarily. And if that is not good enough for you, then you will get the water. Right? You will get the water. If you haven't seen that as a warning, you get the water. Right? Right? I'm trying to be very, very intelligent. Mark you, when I leave school, I could read and write. I didn't even complete school, much less to go to a college. Right? Right? What you hear, what you're witnessing here is just the spirit, the cosmic energy that within me, the official intelligence of the universe I'm using to make these speeches, to see these things, right? To keep you informed with these things. I haven't gone to a college. I don't have a college knowledge, right? But I have as much to see corruption. I have as much to identify good from bad. Yes, I have as much to identify that. What is good and what is bad. Right? Right? Yeah. I have as much to identify good from bad. And once you can do that, then you are pleasing the Almighty One. Once you are willing to do that without a force, a lot of you run into the church to find God. You are going to God by force and by fright. Right? And it says it is not by might, but is by the Spirit. Right? But you are running because of fright. Fright and might. Right? Someone has to drive you to things. You cannot voluntarily walk into things, but someone have to drive you into it. Right? So the purposes of whom you really are, right, making the problem. And once you don't know who you really are, then you will never know how to operate. Right? And it doesn't take a person with a PhD to know who they are. It only takes the Spirit to know who they are. So if some of us with our PhD would have put aside our PhD and used more of the Spirit, then they would have been better off. They would have been a better leader. Right? Uses the spirit of the cosmic energy, that energy, then you would have some humanitarian feelings. You would start to respect life. Yes, you would started to appreciate number one. Yes, you would started to appreciate number one, the one that makes it possible for you, right? For you to be in existence, right? But because of indoctrination, you don't fully know who you are. And once you don't know who you are, then you will never know your purpose. You will never know your portfolios. You will never know why you are here on earth and how you are to operate. Right? Because first of all, your good is bad. Wow, the food body. So your negative is my positive. Your negative is my positive. Your back is my front. Right? Right? Your wrong is my right. Yeah? When you know who you are, then you will know how to function. Right? When you know whom you are, then you will be able to know how to function. You know you're not a human being, so you don't function like a dog. Lord, Tychicus, why you won't behave yourself, right? When you recognize whom you are, this is a diagram that of a female beside a male, Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Right? Yes. So when you recognize yourself, know that you are a male, a man. You must know your function. You know that you are a man, so you must know your function. So from the moment you don't accept yourself or recognize that you're a man and want to be a woman, there must be problem on the land when you don't know who you are. Right? When you do not know whether as a man, whether you're a giver or a receiver. Not knowing, not certain if you are a woman or you are a man, despite the amount of testosterone that can be inside of an individual. You must know who you are. The Creator did not create anyone under any confusion. You must know who you are. Not whom you would like to be, but whom you are. Whom, let me put the word, really are. Right? You must know. So, I don't know where I'm going. Those whose vocab can expand, because we are journeying right down to the fault of Jamaica. Right? The fault of Jamaica. Why indoctrination rules. Why falsehood rules. Because simply the people, they do not know who they are. You go in the dance, you don't know the man different from the woman. You go uptown, you cannot tell when you're in the crowd the difference of a man or a woman. Right? You cannot. Right? Today the girls look like the boys and the boys look like the girls. Right? So, one can see where I am tacking. Right? Because what I want you to see, I wanted to zoom in on the cause of all of this that is happening to us. Because I want a repentance, not a repentance. So you'd have seen why all of this been streamlining down, right? The false news, the false bomb threat. Come on now, Lord of mercy. Shutting down the country, slowing down the country, using up the resources, right? Feeling the pinch, but yet you cannot come out and talk that you're feeling the pinch. Because why? An election is brewing, right? You cannot talk how destructive those false alarm is causing the country, right? Because of the corruption of 2 elections coming, right? It's like 2 heavyweight boxers in the ring, and I'm George Foreman and you is Joe Fraser, and you punch me in my eye, and without the referee no stop the fight, without an evidence that I am damaged, I am not going to let you know that I am damaged, because you're going to continue to feed me there, because you realize that you strike me there, right? So that's the reason why the government cannot speak out how much hurt has been done to the country in the couple of days that this false alarm been going out. But it's really hurting the country badly. It really setting back the country. Because some of that resources that were saved for other reason, other agendas has to be stepping into. Almighty God. And when you believe that was enough, there comes the rain. And all roads in Jamaica are damaged. Right? So all of those, come on, all of those adds up to the problem of Jamaica, to the negative of Jamaica, right? Why? Because it was made up of falsehood, indoctrination, discrimination, and corruption. That's what this country is under. That is what this country is under. I don't know one will share this live, because they are afraid to speak. I'm quite sure. Not me alone see this. I must big up the Reverend Mark Stewart. In this, although he ran me out of his church over by Marvally Park a couple of years ago, endorsing him, hitting out on homosexuality, he took it the wrong way and he drive me out of his church, manhandled me out of his church because he just weren't picking up. But I can tell you, I heard he did not do like those prophets that have waited until Chris Brown gone. They said Chris Brown let off demons in Jamaica, right? I would prefer you, the prophets, to speak the things before it happens, as Mark Stewart did, right? The other day, he wanted the government that those money that you save up to run election, you're going to have to spend it on the roads. I heard that. And he can drive me out of his church again for endorsing his statement. Yeah? I heard him say, he says that. Yes? And it did come to pass. Right? Right? So, rearrangement will have to be made. Now, how many of you can talk something positive about an individual where he humiliates you in a church? How many of you can come out and speak? The man hold me in my waist and dash me out of church, endorsing him. But yet, you hear what I'm saying about him? Right? And why I can say that? Because I'm not corrupted. When you say good, you say good. When you do good, you do good. I am not going to make the bad you have done cover the good that I've seen you doing now. Right? Right? I'm not going to allow it to happen. Right? Remember, when Christ walks earth and Nathanael saw him, right? Nathanael asks, can anything good comes from Nazareth? That's the question. Well, like he was sarcastically degrading the Messiah. And what did the Messiah says to him, says to Peter, when he inquires about Nathanael? Or he didn't have to inquire because he knew who Nathanael was. So he said, he is a real African. That's the word. Yes. There is no sin in him. Nathanael just asks if anything good can come out of Nazareth. That means sarcastically, Christ is that good if a Nazarene come from. If it is the remote area of Nazareth he comes from. He said all those awful things about Christ. But when Christ to speak about Nathanael, he said he has no fault in him. How many of you can do that? How many of you can do that? You know what that hold Nathanael to your heart as long as Nathanael live. You probably wouldn't change a word with Nathanael. But to show, Christ is showing that, because he actually said, when he asked Peter, so whom do you say I am? And Peter said, you are the Messiah. He said, that couldn't be coming from a human faculties. Must be the Spirit that informs you of who I am. So he could not hold Nathanael responsible, because the Spirit weren't speaking to Nathanael, but the Spirit was speaking to Peter. So Peter could accurately tell him who he is. So why are you going to hold someone responsible for something that he really and truly don't know? Yeah? So we have to be careful of how we are infesting ourselves by our daily, minutely, secondly action. Right? How we look at people. Lot of you, I said that before, lot of you looking at me, right? And because me nose not straight, me beard gray, right? Me no flashy, right? Right? Me not listen to him, you know. Me that the terms here, the slangs here today. Me don't even look on him, you know. You know, want see me, meaning that I am nothing. Me don't even look on him with those attitudes. You don't want to see me, much less to hear me. But if I were attractive, you'd want to see me. When you joined the live, you would stay on. If I was speaking corruption, if I was speaking what you want to hear, when you join the live, you would stick like Henkel glue. But when you come here, you don't hear tops and roses. Send me a lion, right? The beat me down over your son, kill the one over the son. You don't hear it here. That's what you don't want. That is what you want to hear. But you notice when you come here, you hear consciousness, you hear godliness, you hear truth, you hear inspiration, and that is what you don't want. All you want is materialism. So you go where that is serving. Yes. You're going where that is serving. Right? Right? I will start back from the top and remind you of the topic. Falsehood, false news, false education, right? False word, false meaning, false here, false prophets. That is plaguing Jamaica land we love, right? False is the earthquake was a false earthquake. The earthquake, was it a false earthquake? Was it a man-made earthquake? Because if it is not the Almighty that makes the earthquake, then if man makes the earthquake, is a false quake. Right? Was it a false earthquake that it is not being registered on the earthquake unit? Is it a knockoff? But Jamaica is prone for false things. Our children today like the false things because we are umbrella on the falseness. Our education is false. You hear the amount that getting low marks, right? Our way of love making is false. It is so false that love are now making from behind, right? Right? Their love making is so false that they intercourse before they interview. Everything turned the other way, upside down. They have intercourse before they have interview. So lots of people are having sex with their partner and they do not know who they're having sex with. And sometimes it's the news have to tell them whom they are associated with, whom they are having children for, because they did not interview before they tried to know who. Right? Before they intercourse. They intercourse before they interview and they don't know who. Right? It's after the intercourse they said, what you say you did name again? Which part you say you work again? Why you have to leave Trelawny come a town again? That's the time when you're interviewing the person. That time you already made the man, the person paid you not to interview him. He pay you not to ask him those questions. Because the first thing man do, he must take out him snatch of money to hush you up. Then you said, money talk and bullshit walk. Right? So he's actually paying you not to interview him. Nobody with a bag of talking. Right? Nobody with a bag of talking. See the 50 pack here. Come. Yes? See the 50 pack here. So there's no time for interview. And if you ask another question, you say, sure, you want me to give you this? Intimidation. Right? And you now been marginalized. You hush up and open up. You hush up and open up. Right? You hush up and open up. Because you don't want the use of the snatch of money to go away. So right away you swapped. You swapped right for wrong. You battered right for wrong. Right? Right? So that is where Jamaica is going wrong. This is where Jamaica is going down instead of up. These people do not know themselves. They do not know right from wrong. They do not know good from bad. They do not know front from back. They do not know girls from boys. Right? If they had known those things, then surely a boy wouldn't be receiving, and elements in the society wouldn't be giving them that teachment that they can also receive, and telling the girls that they can also give, and providing the tools for them to give. Right? Abandoning the area of received and adding organs to themselves that they did not officially or originally born with, transforming themselves into someone else. Right? Yes, transforming themselves into something else, and not whom the Almighty created them to be. So the storm, they must get more vicious, right? The storm, the lightning must get more vicious, right? Yes, the earthquakes must get more vicious than is. As the rain fall, the place flooded. The leaders must get more dull, right? Yes, right? The leaders must get more blinded, have no insight, right? The leaders' insight must twinkle, and that they cannot see how to lead properly, right? Because of what they practice, right? That's why Jamaica is like this, right? I am not putting my mouth aground and talk, right? Right? I am not putting my mouth aground and talk, right? Too much corruption in our land, right? Too much corruption, too much evil, against our one another, right? Too much evil, too much hatred amongst our one another, right? People been supporting the wrong things, right? The wrong things. I've been supporting the backway culture. I know when I speak in a man, and you have elements in the society today would have rather not to hear me speak, right? If I were a coward this morning, I would be speaking to you. I would be addressing these issues. Because I learned not to be a coward, right? I even got more confidence since the earthquake and saw the bad man with the M16 run. The police with the handcuff run. The judge with the hammer run. The prime minister with the law run, right? So I have more confidence since the earthquake to know that all of them are humans' authority. They are subjected to higher authority, higher boss. So, so no matter what they want to do, no matter what they want to say, I am now working for the Almighty. Not for a single soul, not even me picking it. Me not work for. Because if my picking it, if me know say my picking it in any form of involvement, me I show them out to them. Right? Because I don't want to be corrupted. Right? You know you're picking a thief. You know you're picking a murderer. Right? Right? You know it and you supported it. Corruption. And say you don't know. You know. You know that your children are in wrongs. Right? And you take time go in the comfort of your room and you go bawl. Right? And when the police grab him in the backside, when you say one gun, oh, me innocent picnic. Right? You're innocent picnic. Right? Right? That is why the country is like this. It is now 3 minutes after 11 o'clock. This is when my Saturday morning programs comes to an end. Happy to have you all those who share the live, right? Those who listen, those who participate, right? And those that hear me and see me and the guilt make them run away. I hope when you see me again, you will be able to stand up and look straight in my eyes. I am the sort of individual that will bring out the corruption that is in you. I am the sort of individual that you will not want to see, but want to see. Because of your biasness, you are learning and you are going on as if you are not learning. So that's why you will see me and don't want to see me. You will hear me and don't want to hear me. Because you are so corrupt that you are learning from what I am saying, but yet you are pretending that you are not learning. Right? Those people had gone into the book of wicked people. Remember Christ, the Bible said they would not speak anything good about Christ in front of him. That those were the heathens and the sheathens, the Sadducees and the Pharisees. But in the comfort of their room, they would say that man is powerful. He seems to be really the Messiah. But they would have never said that as Peter would have said it in front of him. They called him Beelzebub. They call him all kind of name in front of him. But behind him, they speak good of him. They are hypocrites. And hypocrites are wicked people. Hypocrites are wicked people. That's where we leave it this morning, 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. If you're a hypocrite this morning, change. Argument done.